what's up everybody, how's it going today? It is your boy Mise. I am back once again for the 4th or 5th time. I know I've been back and forth on returning, doing stuff, not doing stuff, and I do apologize for that. I do apologize for being gone for long periods of time, coming out with 5 videos, and then being gone. This is just treated as a check-in channel, but I will try my best to at least try to upload at least a couple of times a week, or at least for as much as I can. And today, we're going to talk about this whole Blizzard situation, and I know this topic has just been buried to the fucking ground. It's been trampled, it's been stomped over, everyone's been talking about this, but I thought I'd at least throw my hat to the ring of this. Spoiler alert, probably not going to be that different from other people's views. As we all know by now, Hong Kong has been protesting for weeks now, fighting for human rights and against bills that may harm their freedom due to the Chinese government's influence. A Hearthstone player by the name of Blitzchung stood by Hong Kong's protest during one of his live streams, and as a result was banned from the Grandmaster, is being held prize money that he's owned by Blizzard, and will not be able to return to another Hearthstone competition until October 2020. The two broadcasters that were with Blitzchung during this moment are also no longer working with Blizzard as well, even though they had no involvement but actively tried to avoid interacting with the content. Obviously, because of this act, Blizzard has gotten a shitstorm, and I think a lot of us can agree that this is well deserved. People protesting on Blizzard streams, some of their employees going against them, speaking out against the company's choices, even people converting the Overwatch character Mei to be a citizen of Hong Kong since she is originally from China, fighting for democracy. And let me say that is a beautiful, cool thing. I love the design of that character, and if it wasn't for this, I would definitely want a skin of this. Blizzard did reverse his choice to ban Blitzchung and to give him his prize money, although they only reduced his suspension from a year to 6 months, and the broadcasters are no longer suspended indefinitely, but they are also reduced down to 6 months as well. So with this whole situation being happened, what do I think of this? Well, first of all, let me go ahead and say that Blizzard, you need to change your policies, because unfortunately, you guys don't stand for the idea of freedom of speech. What you stand for is freedom of speech unless it lines the monies in your pocket. All you care about is the fact that you can make money and tries to protect your best investors. You don't care about the free speech of your coworkers, and you don't care about the free speech of people who perform at your competitions. You only care about those that benefit you and benefit you alone. That's just the bottom fact, and your actions have proved so in this instance. There are a lot of things that players and streamers and content creators have been banned for in terms of the things that they said, and most of the time I can agree with it, because overall a lot of things that they say are bannable, are harmful, are really negative and really bad. However, in this instance, again, like I said before, this is not a bannable instance. This is only a bannable instance in Blizzard wanting to keep their best investors in mind. Now, of course, as someone with a corporate mindset, I definitely understand why Blizzard decided to make this decision. China is probably one of their biggest investors, and they have a lot of games over there that are probably populated with a lot of Chinese players. That's where they make most of their money. That's where most of the money is good, and it's good for them to keep those investors happy. As someone who watches the NFL and FIFA and a lot of sports, I can support a lot of their decisions as well, as they have very controversial players who have done a lot of bad things, but they still sign them regardless, because at the end of the day, it's what gets them the money, it's what gets them rings, and usually it's what gets them to their goal of keeping their jobs. You know, besides the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, but that's a story for another time. Now, most of the time, I can support these companies making these pretty shitty decisions, because at the end of the day, you need to make that money. This is your company, and you need to make the most money where you think needs to make the most money. Maybe it might backlash in the end, but in the moment, you thought it was the most profitable thing for you to do. Now, I could support this, but the only caveat to this is I would like a company to at least be transparent about their decision, at least be transparent about the decisions you're making, and knowing that you might be screwing some people over and knowing the fact that it's not a good decision is the way to go. At least then I can at least say that you're honest with your decision, and the money that you take isn't really that bad in the end, due to the fact that at least people know what you're doing up front. But there are a lot of companies that don't decide to take the approach of being transparent and let people know what they're doing. They like to be secretive, and they like to walk both lines, and at the end of the day, yes, if you can do it successfully in a proper manner, in a very responsible way, then yes, you can be able to walk both lines and have your cake and eat it too. However, in this situation, you could not. You can't do that. You won't be able to do that because this is a very delicate decision, and this decision hurts a lot of people. So, Blizzard needed to be transparent in this. Blizzard needed to be the ones who told the truth in this, and they did it. They did it poorly, and they did it unjustly. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have these type of views. I don't think that what Blizzard did was a good thing. I don't think what Blizzard did, it probably should be the thing that they do. I don't think it should have been the thing they did. I think Blitzchunk's suspension was unfair. I think the broadcasters being fired was unfair. I think them holding the prize money is unfair. I think everything that Blizzard done up to this point is ridiculous and unfair. Again, I just have a very corporate mindset, and I can understand, at least from a business standpoint, why they did it and why they thought it was the best decision for them in the long run. At least personally for me, I'm not the type of person to make that decision. If this was my company, I probably wouldn't make that decision. But looking from a corporate standpoint, I can understand why they did, and I can at least understand that they wanted to keep their best interests in their pocket. However, they did it very poorly, they did it very badly, and they're very shitty in doing so. Oh yeah, and Blitzchunk's suspension being reduced from a year to 6 months, it's still shitty. The only reason that they did it is because Blizzard probably got their point across of, hey, don't talk bad about China, don't talk about the Hong Kong protests, basically, don't speak your mind about anything revolving around China, otherwise you will be banned. Blitzchunk probably got off easy. The first person that probably does this will probably get a harsher punishment. It's still fucked, it's really fucked, it's unfair, and it's utterly ridiculous that I even have to talk about this. And that's probably where I'm gonna leave this video today. Again, this topic was so beaten down. There's not really much else for me to talk about in terms of topic conversations. And again, I know I'm probably gonna get hate for the corporate view of things. Again, I don't think like that, but I do have a corporate mindset in understanding that some corporations make decisions to line their pockets, and they need to make money at the end of the day. But again, morally, where my morals stand, this is not a good thing, and I don't support it. But I at least hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will try to put out more videos. I'm sorry for not putting out videos. I will try my best. Please bug me. If you like these videos, please bug me about making more. I will try my best to make more, and I will see you guys next time.